Hey there, I'm Kat, and this is Brews and Reviews. I promised you guys in my channel update video that I would be doing more movie-related content. So here it is. Start the way you plan to go on. So today I'm basically going to be talking to you guys about the films that I've seen in the cinema so far in 2018. Yeah, I know we're in June now, and it's been a while, so there's quite a few movies to talk about, and I'm just going to briefly tell you what I've seen and what I thought about them. So yeah, settle in. These are kind of going to be in no particular order. I think they'll vaguely be in order, but not quite exactly, because earlier in the year I saw a few movies around the same time, and now I just don't really remember which order I saw them in. So the first movie that I went to see this year in the cinema was 3 Billboards South of Ebbing, Missouri, and I absolutely love that film. It was amazing. Like, Frances McDormand definitely deserved the Oscar that she got, because holy fuck, that film surprised me. I don't think I was quite expecting to be torn apart by how horrifically sad it could be, but also laugh out loud at the dark humour and hilariousness of certain things that happened. Obviously the film deals with a mother who puts up 3 billboards on a road in her town, not quite these words, asking why there have been no arrests for her daughter's murder. Now, it's a very, it's the sort of film that has some absolutely horrible, heartbreaking scenes in it. Like, Woody Harrelson is in this film also, and he is amazing, and god damn it, just this film, it hit me where it hurts. But I couldn't recommend this film enough to people because it just was so interesting and so different from other things I'd seen. It's the sort of reaction that a mother would have to having something like that happen to her daughter. It's horrible and heart-wrenching, but also there are moments of light-heartedness and humour that just make you laugh in awkward situations because you're like, should I laugh? Am I allowed to laugh? Yes, you're allowed to laugh. It balances humour and darkness so perfectly that it is a brilliant, brilliant film. I also went to see The Shape of Water, which is a film that's about a woman who is mute and works in this weird sort of facility as a cleaner, and one day she sees this thing. I'm gonna call it a thing. If you've seen, the poster, you can see what it is. It's kind of a cute, funny love story that's really quirky and also, like, sometimes a bit weird. And also sometimes kind of sad. Like, I do feel the need to warn you that a cat does get eaten in this film. A cat murder happens. I wasn't expecting it, and I was like, no, cat murder, no. But apart from that, I really enjoyed the film. And there were a few, really, gross things, but that really reminds me of how Guillermo del Toro does his films. Like, in Pan's Labyrinth, which is actually, I think, the only other film that I've seen of his, where you have the fantastical elements and the crazy, amazing, beautiful things that happen mixed in with, sudden bursts of gross danger and horrible things that happen. It's such a creative mix, and it is a beautiful film to watch. And maybe I cried a little bit while I was watching it, but I mean, I cry at everything, so that's not really saying much, is it? Then I saw I, Tonya, which is a biopic about the figure skater Tonya Harding. I bet I got that name wrong. That was a while ago. I watched that film a while ago, and I'm not into figure skating, so give me that at least. I wasn't expecting to like that film, or I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, but it was hilarious. It's such a funny film. Margot Robbie does such a brilliant job of acting in that film, and you're like, this woman is a bitch. But also, you feel for her, and it's a very strange mix of like, I shouldn't like this woman. But then you're laughing along with her, and you're kind of like, you're a product of the environment that you are brought up in. I enjoyed this film though. I would watch it again, which I don't usually say of biopics because I'm not a big fan of that sort of film. I've been trying to go and see a wider variety of films than I usually would, and I don't want to miss things like that because they're surprising and you can experience something completely different and be like, actually, that was really good. I enjoyed that film. It's like with the new Freddie Mercury Queen biopic that's going to come out soon. I am excited to see that film because I watched I, Tonya and I thought actually biopics might be a good thing. Well, something good came out of 2018 at least. The next film that I watched, I'm kind of embarrassed to say that I watched it because it was 50 Shades Freed. I laughed my way through this film. It was boring. So dull. So very dull. I remember saying at one point in that film, they were playing with ice cream, I don't know. It was very weird, and all I could think was, that's the way to get a yeast infection, isn't it? There's nothing remotely sexy about that film. Nothing interesting happens in it. Just people who probably shouldn't be in a relationship because they're all unstable and weird. All being weird together and being nasty to each other. I mean, actually, do you know what? This film was the least offensive of the 50 Shades trilogy, so it's got that going for it, but my god, did I want to vomit at how, like, oh, we're in love, like, I don't know who they were aiming it at, but it just wasn't, it wasn't like the book. It was way tamer than the book, and I mean, the book is tame anyway, but, like, we're not going into that. It was the least damaging in terms of showing how a relationship is, but god damn it, like, some things that happen in this film, like, I won't go into them because it's spoiler territory, and just how people react to certain situations makes me so mad, and you shouldn't be together if you can't have a damn conversation. That's all I'm gonna say, because I've ranted about 50 Shades enough, but, like, don't be in a relationship if you can't have a conversation and come to an understanding and explain things. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. You don't deserve to be in a relationship if you can't communicate. The next film that I went to see is so the sort of film that I would go and see. I mean, like, who's even kidding about this one? I went to see Death Cure, which is the third and final installment in the Maze Runner trilogy. Now, I read the Maze Runner books a while ago, and was kind of meh about them. I liked the first one, and I liked how you were sort of confused as the main character is kind of confused. And then the second and third one, it was like, why am I still confused? Why aren't you explaining anything? Like, and the stuff that you are explaining doesn't make any sense. It was all very weird. I don't really remember the third book very well. I just remember not liking a bunch of people that were in it, and I was like, eh. Now, the films, on the other hand, the first film, same as the book for me, really quite enjoyed it, you know. The second film was a lot better. It was an adventure, and it went in a different direction. It kind of became more of a zombie film, but I'm okay with that because the cranks basically are zombies, and it made way more sense to have them as, like, zombies. The third book kind of continues with this, but it has a lot more going on. I really liked some of the characters that I really didn't like in the books, and I thought that was really interesting because I actually felt for them while still understanding the reasons that they did what they did. While in the book, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Am I supposed to care that that's going to happen to you? What? Also, Newt breaks my little heart every single time. Newt. Anyway, definitely check out the Maze Runner trilogy if you haven't already, because that film, it's like the icing on a cake of a great series. Now we're into the arena of, when did I watch that? So, I'm going to talk about Ready Player One next. I have seen that film twice. The first time, I was kind of unsure about it. I was like, well, it's okay. It's not what I was expecting. I love the book, so I was like, I don't know, I'm so conflicted. Why am I so conflicted? Because it's not quite what it should be, but it's also very different. And, you know, it was the second viewing that actually had me think about the film and enjoy the film. Like, there was a lot of differences, and I get that they had to do that because you can't get the rights to all the things that you would have to get the rights to make a truly faithful rendition of that book. I appreciated it for what it was and what it tried to be, and all the things it managed to include. I had a lot of discussions with my dad about this book and the film, because my dad is a huge 80s nerd, and that is why I love a lot of 80s things. I mean, I've got the hair for it. Not right now, but you know. And my dad was like, oh, but did you see this? And did you see that? And like, it's different from the book, but like, did you see this? And I was like, I feel like you'd have to watch that film a number of times and you still couldn't get all the references that were hidden away in it. I really enjoyed it. Now, I know a lot of people have problems because it's not like the book and it's very different, and yeah, I know. But it's still a good film. If you've never read the book, I reckon you'd think that that was an alright film. And I definitely don't think you need to have read the book. Maybe reading the book would lessen your enjoyment of this film. But if you take it for what it is, and you take it for a fun 80s nostalgia road trip with like virtual reality, it's great. It really is. I do have to say that I didn't enjoy, what's it called? I didn't enjoy the bad guys and the inclusion of the woman bad guy. I really don't remember her name. She had like a weird fringe, like the woman from the adverts where she's like, I fell over and injured my fringe. Beside the point anyway. I didn't enjoy her character, thought it was like included for younger viewers, shall we say. I think I would have liked things to have gone a bit darker, and I would have liked things to have gone a bit nerdier, but you can't have everything now, can you? I think that everyone in the film acted pretty well, maybe not some of the kids, but like, I'll give them that. You know, it's a fun kids film, but it also appeals to adults, so it appealed to me. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. Also, I have to say that I am super hyped that they had Mechagodzilla in, because I was like, they're not going to do that. That's too nerdy for them. And I was like, Mechagodzilla, yeah! So that was super cool. I really like that. Next up is a horror film. Now, I'm a big wuss, and I never go and watch horror films because I like to sleep at night, and if I watch a horror film, I don't tend to. So it was a big ask getting me to go and watch this film, but I saw a trailer for it and I was like, oh my god, I need to watch this film because it looks really awesome but terrifying at the same time. And that is A Quiet Place. Wow, this film was great. I enjoyed it so much. It's a film where people can't make any noise, because if they make a noise, they attract these weird creatures that will basically come and kill them. And those creatures are quite terrifying, and the thought of not being able to make any noise is also horrendously terrifying, because Lord knows I can't even walk across like the corridor without like bumping into 10 things and stomping my way across. I just can't do it. I'd be dead, like, as soon as. Now, this film contains a lot of sign language and a lot of subtitles, rarely any talking at all. The sound effects, however, and the score are very well done. It makes it extremely tense, and you sit there thinking, oh god, what, oh no, sort of backing into your chair, because you just don't, you know how close these people are to almost dying, and it's just terrifying. It follows a family living on a farm, one of whom is a pregnant lady, and how do you keep a baby quiet? Because babies, you know, they're not known for being silent types. So the plot in itself is great and very intriguing. My biggest plus point for this film is the tension. The way that it builds up, again, through the sound and the score, and just the way that the action works, it's so brilliantly done. I have to say that there was a moment in there that just reminded me of Alien, and how tense and scary aliens actually are. So I think that that is a massive plus point. I'm definitely going to be getting a hold of this film and watching it again. You just have to make sure that you watch it with people who are going to be silent throughout. Because if you've got noisy people, you know, the crunches, I'm gonna eat my popcorn in this moment of silence, no, that's a bad time. You want to watch it with the quiet people. Or else you won't get the full effect of the tension and how great that film can be. Next up, we see Marvel time. Because I went to see Black Panther. Now, I had to watch a couple of other movies before then because I was very behind on my Marvel movie thing. And I mean, it's about time that I watched them. I hadn't watched Civil War. And now I have. So I went to see Black Panther. And I have to say that it's probably one of my favourite Marvel films. I was so impressed by how different this film was. It wasn't the same people doing the same thing, fighting the same bad guys over and over again. It was different. The score was so thematic and representative of what it wanted to show. The setting was so different and so welcome. Like, please can we have more movies like this? Because, my God, it was so cool. Also, I have to say, obviously, the representation in this film is just 10 out of 10. My God, brilliance. Can we please have more films with black main characters and strong female main characters? Because this is life. Please. It was so refreshing and so great to see this on the screen, and I just couldn't recommend it enough. I came out of that cinema and I just went, I think that became my favourite Marvel film, like, in an instant. And it makes me excited to see what Marvel are going to do next. I was bored with Marvel. Like, bored. So, to see that they are doing things so different, it really excited me, and I just really loved it. It was great. Continuing on the Marvel trail, I saw Avengers Infinity War, yeah! So, of course I was excited for this film. It's the culmination we've all been waiting for. Although, I have to say, I was very dissatisfied within the first 10 minutes because my favourite Marvel character decided to kick the bucket. Less than pleased about that one. It's not the ending we wanted, but it's not the ending we usually get in a Marvel movie. Also, can I just add, really dissatisfied by its treatment of green people. Like, what did the green people ever do to you, hey? Everyone that wears green, everyone that is green, just does not have a good time in that film, and I was really, really butthurt about it, and I still am. I'm very bitter, and I'm not going to get over it, so yeah. Having said that, it was very funny. I really enjoyed how they brought some people together. There were some characters that, like, melted my little heart, particularly at the end, and I was very sad about the whole thing. Anyway, I saw another Marvel movie. Yay! Marvel Month of Madness of all the Marvel movies. Yeah. So I went to see Deadpool 2. Now, after my positive thoughts on Black Panther and my meh thoughts on Avengers Infinity War, because I did think they did that quite well, Deadpool 2 did not live up to my expectations. I was just kind of bored. Like, sure, there were some funny bits. Yeah, there were some really funny bits. However, I did think the way that they took jokes was not as well done as it could have been. I feel like a joke happened and then people had a conversation around the joke for about 5 minutes, and that joke kept coming back and being like, no, look at me, I'm still funny. And then we'll just talk about something boring for a while, but look at me, I'm still funny. Oh, we'll just be a bit boring and have just a regular conversation, but I'm still funny over here, still funny. And that goes on, and it happens a number of times throughout the film. I was, like, not enjoying it. There were some things that were very, very funny about it, but it's not a big deal, in my opinion. Deadpool 2 was not a fantastic film. The best part about it were the end credit scenes. Because, I mean, they were pretty damn great end credit scenes. I just didn't really enjoy it. I don't know if I'd go and watch it again, and I don't know if I'd be eager to go and watch it if it was on TV or anything either. Like, the first one, I will watch it at every opportunity I can get. The second one was just kind of like the same, but less good. I don't know, I just didn't enjoy it. So another film that I went to see this year was Isle of Dogs, which is not I Love Dogs, even though I do love dogs, but Isle of Dogs, which is a kind of stop motion Wes Anderson film, and I really enjoyed it. It was really cute and like weirdly funny, and I feel like there were things that happened that I probably shouldn't have found funny, but I did, and I'm not even sorry about it. This film basically follows like an alternative Japan that have decided to put all the dogs in the world on an island of trash, and basically just leave them there, no matter whether they were pets or things like that. And there is this one little boy who is I think he's the mayor's like adopted son, and he runs off to try and get his dog back. It's this cute little story, and I just thought it was really adorable, but also really dark and kind of like, ooh, gross. It's a very well-made film, and I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I loved it, but it was very funny, and there were a lot of little jokes in there. Also, haikus. Haikus have now become a thing. You know, fun things. I like the film. Definitely worth watching. I don't think I'd own it. I don't think I'd buy it, but I think I'd definitely watch it again. I'm pretty sure they are all the movies that I've seen in the cinema so far this year. Why was this video a thing? Because I wanted it to be. I am going to be doing a lot more cinema-related things, probably reviews of things that I've gone to see in the cinema, but I didn't think that was fair unless I'd let you guys know what I've been watching so far. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've seen any of the movies that I talked about and agree or disagree with any of my opinions on them, please let me know down in the comments. I am so up for having a chat about these movies. Please talk movies with me. Talk movies with me. So if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!